Hello everyone. In this presentation, we are going to study about the anticonvulsants, that is, drugs which are used to treat convulsions, or you can say seizures or epilepsy. So we will see first, what do you understand by epilepsy? Mechanism of action of various drugs used to treat epilepsy. The drugs belong to various categories like barbiturates, hydantoins, oxazolidine-diones, succinimides, urea and monoacylureas, benzodiazepines, and some other drugs like valproic acid, gabapentin, felbamate. So anticonvulsants are the diverse group of pharmacological agents which are used to arrest or stop convulsions and seizures which are caused in epilepsy. So now let us see what is epilepsy. This word is derived from the Greek word that is epilembion, which means to seize or to grab. Epilepsy is a central nervous system disorder in which brain activity becomes abnormal, which leads to seizures or periods of unusual behavior, sensation, and sometimes loss of awareness. That is, when a person suffers from seizures, he shows some abnormal body movements, and also he may become sometimes unconscious. Approximately 1% of the world's population has epilepsy, which is the second most common neurological disorder after stroke. So now let us see what is the difference between epilepsy and seizures. Seizure is a brief temporary disturbance in the electrical activity of brain, whereas epilepsy is characterized by recurring seizures, also known as seizure disorder. That is, you can say that seizure is a single episode. That is, it is the brief temporary disturbance. But when a person suffers from seizures, frequently he is said to be epileptic. Seizures can be categorized as generalized seizures and focal seizures. Now, as we can see in the diagram, generalized seizures, here whole brain is affected and the person becomes unconscious when he suffers from the seizure. Whereas focal seizure, only one area of the brain is affected and the person may have impaired consciousness, or he may also remain fully aware. So let us see the types of seizures. So there are two main types, partial and generalized. Partial seizures, they can be categorized as simple partial and complex partial. In simple partial seizure, it occurs in one part of the brain and the person may remain aware during the seizure. In complex partial seizure, it also occurs in one part of the brain and the person experiences alerted awareness, but the person may appear dazed or confused. Generalized seizures, its subtypes are absence, tonic-clonic, myoclonic and atonic. So absence seizures, these are also known as petit mal seizures. It results in a blank state usually lasting less than 10 seconds. The seizure starts and ends abruptly and awareness is impaired during the seizure. That is, person becomes blank and also he becomes unconscious. Tonic-clonic seizure, this has two phases. Tonic phase followed by clonic phase. In tonic phase, the person may cry or groan and also there is loss of awareness. In the clonic phase, it typically involves convulsion and there is jerking and twitching in all the four limbs. Tonic-clonic seizures are also known as grand mal seizures. Myoclonic seizures, this result in sudden jerk of the part of the body such as arm or leg and the person may fall over. Atonic seizures, it involves sudden loss of muscle tone that can result in person falling down, dropping objects, or nodding of the head involuntarily. Now let us see pathophysiology of epilepsy. Now in the normal brain, inhibitory circuits limit the synchronous discharge. This is mainly done by GABA. But when GABA receptors are blocked, it leads to rhythmic and repetitive hypersynchronous discharge of neurons. Hypersynchronous discharge means unsynchronized discharges in the brain. This leads to seizures. Thus, when GABA receptors are blocked, there is repetitive firing of neurons and it leads to seizures. Now, excitatory neurotransmitters like acetylcholine, glutamate, aspartate are also involved in development of seizures. During seizures, there is burst of rapid action potential firing with reduction of transmembrane potential. Decrease in inhibition and increase in excitation leads to seizures. Now see, for normal activity of brain, there is a balance between inhibitory neurotransmitters and excitatory neurotransmitters. But in epilepsy, what happens? The inhibitory neurotransmitters decrease and there is increase in the excitatory neurotransmitters. This leads to repetitive firing of neurons and it leads to unsynchronized discharge, which leads to epilepsy. Abnormalities in ion channels like sodium, potassium and calcium may also cause seizures because it may lead to depolarization of the neuronal membrane. So, classification of anticonvulsants. Various anticonvulsants are available which belong to classes like barbiturates, hydantoins, oxazolidinediones, succinimides, benzodiazepines, acetylureas and some other drugs. So now how an ideal anticonvulsant drug should be. So it should completely suppress seizures in the doses that do not cause sedation or other undecided CNS toxicity. Now see, all these drugs also have other CNS effects like hypnotic and sedatives. So it must be taken care that the anticonvulsant should suppress only seizures and it must not cause sedation or other CNS toxicity. Then the drug should be tolerated and it must be highly effective against various types of seizures. It must not have undesirable side effects on the vital organs like liver, kidney, heart and their functions. And also the drug must not show withdrawal seizures. By withdrawal seizures we mean that if the drug therapy is stopped abruptly, then sometimes what happens, the person may start experiencing seizures again because the drug therapy has been stopped. So, the ideal anticonvulsant should not cause withdrawal seizures. Now, drugs which are used as anticonvulsants, they may show following mechanism of actions, that is, by inhibiting sodium channels. So phenytoin belonging to hydantoin category acts by this manner. Then by inhibiting gamma aminobutyric acid transaminase enzyme. So GABA transaminase in the enzyme is the enzyme which is responsible for degradation of GABA. So now we know that GABA is a inhibitory neurotransmitter. So its amount must be kept higher. Now GABA transaminase is responsible for degradation of GABA. So if we inhibit the enzyme GABA transaminase, then the GABA neurotransmitter will not get metabolized and hence it will stay for longer time. Thus, this will help in achieving anti-epileptic effect. Another mode of action is inhibition of T-type calcium currents and by GABA agonistic activity. That is, the drugs mimic the action of GABA, which is the inhibitory neurotransmitter. In epilepsy, what happens? There is decrease in inhibitory neurotransmitter and increase in excitatory neurotransmitters. So, we must keep in mind that the drugs which are used to treat them, they increase inhibitory neurotransmitters like GABA and decrease the excitatory neurotransmitters. So first category of the drugs is barbiturates. Now these are mainly used as sedatives and hypnotics. Only few drugs show anticonvulsant characteristics like phenobarbital, mifebarbital and metharbitol. How do barbiturates act? They act by suppressing the activity of central nervous system. That is, they enhance action of GABA, which is the inhibitory neurotransmitter, and inhibit initiation of discharge that would start the seizure. Also, barbiturates facilitate GABA-mediated opening of chloride channels and increase effectiveness of GABA. At very high concentration, they may depress sodium and potassium channels and reduce abnormal discharge of electrical impulse. Barbiturates are also used to treat all types of seizures except absence seizures, that is petit-mal seizures. So barbiturates cannot be used to treat petit-mal seizures. Phenobarbital, it is 5-ethyl 5-phenyl 1,3-diazinane 2,4,6-trione. It is used to treat all types of seizures except absence seizures. Overdose of the drug can lead to coma, severe respiratory depression, hypotension, which may lead to cardiovascular collapse and renal failure. Next category is hydantoin. It is the close structural relative of barbituric acid, which differs due to the lack of C6-oxo group. In hydantoins, there is no sixth carbon and hence no oxo group at that position. Now the lack of this carbonyl group decreases the acidity, hence these are weaker acid as compared to barbiturates. Some of the drugs are phenytoin, phenylethyl hydantoin, mephenytoin and ethotoin. Mechanism of action: they prevent repetitive detonation of normal brain cells during depolarization shift. That is, they stabilize the membrane. This is achieved by prolonging inactivated state of voltage gate sensitive sodium channels and govern the refractory period of specific neurons. Also reduce calcium influx and inhibit the glutamate activity. Intracellular storation of sodium leads to prevention of repetitive firing. Now see, we will revise once again that to prevent seizures, the activity of brain must be kept low. That is, there must be increase in inhibitory neurotransmitters like GABA. And there must be decreased excitatory neurotransmitters like glutamate, aspartate, etc. So this can be achieved by inactivation of voltage gate sensitive sodium channels, and also this will reduce the calcium influx. So the drug phenytoin, It is 5,5-diphenyl imidazolidine 2,4-diol.